This is easy because I guess half of you is from Bavaria today. So my job is easy, and I brought Rudi Vidal next with me. We do a Bavarian joint presentation. So before I hand over to the world's best soccer club, just a few words on Bavaria. Well, actually I wanted Scott to do the elevator pitch here about Bavaria, and because he was late, this would have been his punishment to do the pitch. But unfortunately he left, so he knew it was coming. Bavaria, as you might be aware of, is in US terms a rather small state. We would rank 41st among US states, a little larger than West Virginia and a little smaller than South Carolina. It looks a little bit better if you look at GDP, and if you look at inhabitants. Bavaria ranks about 6th in the US in both terms, roughly 12.8 million inhabitants and a GDP of 468 billion euros, which is quite difficult to translate into dollars because the currency exchange risks show lines going up and down all the time. But it's about let's say 600 billion US dollars, so Pennsylvania or a little larger than New Jersey. And when I started here in New York, like one of my first presentations was, okay, the GDP of Bavaria is about the GDP of Greece and Ireland combined, and we're still talking only about Greece and Ireland, and that hasn't changed a lot. So it's still 4 years later, it's still the same. GDP is now more than twice the combined GDP because like Greece and Ireland went down, whereas Bavaria went up. We have a very robust growth, and we're happy about this one. So you need some kind of a pitch. So why Bavaria? Like usually, like you have the standard arguments. Well, we're in the center of Europe and we're #1 ICT hub. This is about the thing that at least 200 other economic development groups claim for themselves. So what is so special about Bavaria? And like we changed our marketing approach a little bit and say, okay, it's about the industries in your proximity if you go to Bavaria. And the axis along the famous Autobahn, A8 Autobahn from Karlsruhe to Munich and a little bit further to the east, the IHK, the Chamber of Commerce, Schwaben, did some research, and they said, well, 1/3 of engineers live in those counties immediately adjacent to the A8, as well as 1/3 of R&D expenses are spent in this area. This doesn't mean Bavaria, it's just the counties next to the Autobahn. And if you think of areas like Nürnberg, which are not located close to the Autobahn A8, or the south of Bavaria, like Allgäu or everything else, like those numbers gain a little bit more significance. And that's what we hear from US companies, mainly why Bavaria. We had recently a US delegation coming to Munich, and I wasn't attending this specific one, but this was a major US company, and they said, well, when we came to Munich in 2004, we knew this is a great place, but we had no idea how great it really is because of the proximity of all those industrial players in all areas. And today, when you do an ICT research project, you do not even know whom you're going to sell it to. It's not Siemens, it may be not BMW, it may be a lot of other industrial players. So this is the one advantage, and the other one, proximity not only to industrial players but to significant research and development and universities. So you need talent, you will find talent, although everybody's having a little bit of a problem with a shortage of skilled labor. But we see a lot of people moving into Bavaria, and therefore there is a skilled workforce, not only because of the universities we have there, but also because of people moving to Bavaria from other states or other countries. So, and now the major advantage of Bavaria, you might be able to attend a Bayern Munich soccer game, although you probably won't find a seat because the Allianz Arena, as far as I can see, is sold out for the last 10 years not 10 years because it's not built 10 years, but 9 years. Every single game seems to be sold out, so I'm glad that we have good connections with the FC Bayern Munich, so we might get a seat at some point, maybe even for you, if he or Jörg Wacker are in a general good mood. So thanks very much and enjoy Rudi Vidal.
Thank you.